Hello guys, and welcome to the second episode of our nature adventure game, which is terrain. So for this, I just want to say something that happened in the last video. So first of all, we forgot to create this component, but it automatically created because of this thing, required component. So that's just something cool. That's why we added it. And yeah, so to start, what I want to do is I want to create terrain in Unity, but to do that, we need to install a few asset packs, which I already have, but I'm going to give a link in the description. So you're going to go to the web and search Unity Asset Store. And once you're here, you're gonna have a bunch of these stuff. So what you want to search is fantasy environment. I'm pretty sure I will give it in the description. You guys can check that. But here, fantasy landscape. This is something main that we're gonna be using. There we go. Something that I'm gonna be using, and it's just like very cool. Like it gives you a bunch of these items. So many stuff. As you can see when you go like to package content. So many 393 files. There we go. Like a lot of stuff. Look at that. So you're gonna install this, open it in Unity. And once you open it in Unity, for the people who don't know this, it's gonna open this. It's gonna open this, and it's gonna go to. It's gonna go here, and then you're gonna click on download. And then you're going to do import 2.0 to project. And then you click on import. You don't touch any of that. While that's doing, another thing we need is fantasy Skybox. Here, fancy Skybox free. You're gonna choose. You could even do a paid version, but I don't know how that is. So I'm gonna use free, because I always use free. So you're gonna do the same setup I did. Open Unity, download, import. And another thing we also need is so this is something very heavy, but yeah, this is it. It's by Unity. It's very heavy, but I think it's so yeah, this should work. And then you do the same thing for here. It should take a bunch of time because this is 1.6 GB. If this happens immediately, then something happens to your computer. So once you do that, import all of these. I'm pretty sure you don't have to import the sample asset pack. Let me check it out. I don't know. I'll check it out. yeah, so what these are gonna do is they're gonna add ground colors. That's why I asked to do it now, and they're gonna give us trees and grass and lots of other stuff. But yeah, but there is one main thing I really want you guys to see. Wait, give me a second. Let me just check if the terrain. Oh, you have to import it. I think this will take a bit of time. So there's this thing called pipelines in Unity. There's a universal render pipeline which we chose, which is universal, which means you can use it for any device. High definition render pipeline, which is only for high-end devices. I don't know what those are, but and then there's probably like VR, and then there's built-in, which I don't know what it's for, but it's like the main first version of Unity. Some of these assets are very old, and they're meant only for the built-in. So to convert that, there's only one way. Okay, so it's there. And now what we gotta do is, what we're gonna do is, I don't know, yeah. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to our scene. We're gonna click on the terrain. Select it, so basically the entire screen it selects. And we're gonna click over here on this and raise our lower terrain, make sure it's set to that, which it is by default. So what our terrain sample asset pack is add a bunch of these and other stuff. So to make it normal, you can do this. To make it realistic, you can use a brush like this. I'm gonna use this one that I've never had. And make sure your brush size should be a bit bigger, but if it's too big, just make it a bit smaller. I think that's good. And opacity should be a bit high, I guess. So, but before we do any of that, we're gonna go here to paint details. Or, I mean, paint trees, paint details. Or, I mean, paint texture. So once you're in paint texture, what you're gonna do is, there's gonna be this thing, terrain layers, edit terrain layers. You're gonna click on edit terrain layers and add layer. Now there you can choose whatever you want. I'm gonna choose this one, terrain grass. So then we're gonna go to raise or lower terrain and start doing mountains. So all you gotta do is just drag. It's kind of cool. Don't worry about the blue. It's all blue. There we go. And if it's going a bit too high, you should lower your opacity. And if you want to undo something, hold the shift and do like that. There you go. And it goes lower. I'm going to change the brush type to something a bit more soft. I'm going to make my entire area surrounded in mountains. Y'all can do whatever you want, because I want to make a trail later in this video. I'm going to soften it a bit. Look at that. So now if we go into play mode, oh my god. Let's give it a second to load. Okay, there we go. Oh, also, I want to tell you something. You see that green spot, that gray spot there? That's actually not us. That's a player. So, we have to just make our main camera a bit higher. See how it goes through the player there? So like that. Now it should work. There you go. So now it's all on. Oh, but you can see the player if you look down. So something that we can do about that is and we're gonna make this camera go into that, but it doesn't see. So there we go. Can't see anything. There you go, you have a nice open space. It's kind of boring though. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna add some colors and grass and a bunch of stuff. But before we do that, I wanna add a path. So to add the path, you're gonna go to terrain and you're gonna click back onto paint texture. Instead, since this is already painted the entire thing, if you add layer now, like this, it won't paint. I'll just keep it. So we're gonna change the paint thing to a brush like this, and the size way smaller. And there you go. So I'm gonna make like my players start here, like go to a path to a village or like a lake, or maybe even like a mountain trail. Let me just pave a real quick mountain trail that is impossible to do. That goes around and gets you to a lake. Let's see how impossible this trail is. Okay. As you can see, this trail is literally impossible to do. But that's beside the point. We have something nice. But I want to add grass. So to do that, luckily our fantasy asset pack comes with this. So if you go to paint details, edit details, not add grass texture, add detail mesh. Because it's a bit different, trust me. So, this is where the bugs come in. Why is it purple? Because these are made for built-in and not URP. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna go to, it's different for Windows, but for Mac, it's Window, Rendering, Render Pipeline Converter. I have it over here. I'm just gonna drag it out. But you guys should have it as a different panel, like this. What you're gonna do is you're gonna full screen it. And you're gonna click on Material Upgrade. Okay, you're gonna click on Initialize and Convert. Save and continue. And I'm guessing most should be converted, but a lot should not be. So in environments, see prefabs. Let it load. Let it load. There we go. So I'm gonna convert it. But what it actually does is converts the materials over here, which are all converted. But in ambient occlusion, there's a different story. Materials are not converted. So these are assigned, but what you're gonna do, why they are still pink, is they're wrong. See over here, they have their own shaders. So you're gonna select all of these, except for these things that did convert. There we go. you're gonna click shader. Oh, mixed value. So you're going to click shader except for this one, and you're going to search LIT, and you're going to see LIT, but make sure it says Universal Render Pipeline. Click on that, and they're going to be all white. Now for these two, you're also going to, or it automatically changes because we changed those. So they're going to be white, and trust me. Now what you're going to want to do is assign them. This will take a long time. But if you want it to work, you gotta do it. You can click on base map for this, and this is the, I believe, birch bark. So you assign birch bark. This is the birch leaves, so you assign birch leaves. This is the oak bark. So make sure you click on that little dot over there, otherwise it won't work. This is oak bark, so oak bark. This is oak leaf, so
oak leaves. We want to white, we can fix that. Pine bark, so pine bark. And pine leaves, so pine leaves. This is tree bark, so tree bark 1. And tree bark 2, so.
there we go. So we're done now. And now when you go to FBX, they're just so pink, but once you're inside, they're not pink. So that's an achievement that we completed. So I'm just gonna delete that real quick because we need it right now. But what we're gonna do now is we're just gonna spam a bunch of trees over here. Spam a bunch of bark. I mean, you know what I mean. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna select the terrain. We're gonna go here, edit details, add detail mesh here, and there we go. We got all of these. So I'm gonna choose grass 1. So I'm gonna just search grass. And now there's a bunch of grasses. I'm just gonna, or I can use grass B, I guess. Ooh, these look cool. I've never used any of these before. I only use grass 1. Let's add some oh, that looks awesome. Y'all can choose whatever you want. Actually, this looks good, but I don't like it that much. So I'm just gonna edit details, remove, edit details, add detail mesh, and select grass 1. I'm just gonna go with my default. And make sure you choose always this one. So you're gonna just add, and you won't see the grass until you zoom in, so make sure you're zoomed in. There you go. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna add grass to the entire thing, and I'm gonna erase on the patch later. So what that's gonna look like is size like 1,000. No, we should make it like smaller. So like the size covers only the middle part, not even the mountains. Maybe 800 would be perfect. Yeah. There we go. So now what we're gonna do is erase it from the path. So we're gonna go to the path size. And we're gonna hold shift. And we're gonna drag on the path. I'm holding shift, by the way, so don't get fooled. And we're also gonna shift all of the mountain. So there we go. And I'm gonna move the player. Actually, he's pretty much on the path, so there we go. Well, it looks like a pie symbol, but yeah. We got that. Now we want to add some quick trees. So to do that, I'm gonna use a birch tree in like these in different areas, but you guys can mix them up. So you're gonna change this and turn the rotation to 0, and you're gonna click on override. Oh, I don't know what happened, but let's change. Oh wait, we're doing the wrong thing. Dude, the FPS, we have to go to prefab and then we drag them and then it's gonna be good. So we're just gonna drag a bunch of them, and let me show you a quick trick. So once you add a few of them, what you're gonna do is you're just gonna select all of them, Command Shift, select. You're just gonna Command D, move, Command D, move, Command D, move, Command D, move. And once you got those, you can select all of these and Command D those. No, and then you can take this entire section, Command D that. We're going to delete some, so I'm just going to select them. So y'all can just customize. It would have taken forever to do this all manually. So that's why we have this duplicate trick. The only downside to them is they always have the same order, but that doesn't matter. So there we go. I'm gonna leave this side empty for a village and this side empty for a lake. so y'all can do whatever you want with them. But I'm gonna add the village and lake soon. So yeah, one last thing that actually a few last things that I want to do is I'm gonna go to the terrain, paint details, and add more stuff. So add detail mesh like flowers and stuff. I'm not gonna add all of them because that would take too much time, but I'm gonna add some of them. Oh, I chose the wrong one. You should make the target strength a bit lower. And flower, add. But actually, we don't even need that there because that's a lake, you know. Nothing there. So in all of this area, you're just gonna pack some flowers down. You're gonna make the brush size way lower so that there's gonna be small patches only. I'm probably gonna add something here too, and then add details, add detail mesh, and add like some blue flowers and red flowers. Blue flowers and maybe I don't know if I'll add. No, it doesn't. Double click, add. Ooh, that was the wrong spot. Look at that. So I think that's good for me. So one last thing we're gonna do is we're gonna click on window, rendering, lighting, and you're gonna go here and set environment, default skybox, and you're gonna change that to any of these. So we're gonna set it to day, but when we have our day-night system, we're gonna do something different. But for now, you can set it to whatever you want, which is static. So I'm gonna do FS000 day 05. And you're done. Command S, save your scene. Now when you start it, there we go. So many trees, like 4. And when you look up, there's actually clouds and stuff. Or I think it's zoomed in. So there we go. This looks a bit fantasy, so I'm gonna change it. There's way more realistic skyboxes. Oh my god. Our path is so big. I'm gonna erase that path. No. Preserve the mountains. But as you can see, I'm gonna change the skybox. But you have to put terrain grass and take it out. There we go. So I'm gonna change the skybox. Y'all can mess around with it. Lighting. Where's lighting? Oh, rendering. Lighting Explorer. Light maps or environment FS00 through day 5. There's also realistic ones. I think that's realistic. There we go. Yeah, that's realistic. So now when we play, you can have a sun or sunless. So I'm having a sun because it's more realistic. There's a sun. See, there we go. Why are we so short? Oh, it's just gravity. Y'all gotta agree with me. Let's make them a bit taller. And one more thing for this video. I don't even know what's loading right now, but yeah, it's loading. No, I don't want to play. Why is it playing? Okay, let's stop the game. Okay, so once the game's what? Let's stop the game one final time. There we go. Okay, I think it's good now. So now what I want to do is I want to make our player taller, of course, and do one more thing. To make our player taller, we actually can't do it because it has gravity. You have to make the cylinder itself a bit taller. I guess this works too. You can make it a bit taller like that. And you're gonna also make the main camera so it looks nice. Yeah. I think we're good in this. Yes, so we're good. So now what I want to do to keep this organized, we're gonna have multiple other types. So we're gonna click on add, create, no, not create empty child. Add, create, empty, and you're gonna name it environment. So you know game objects can also be used as folders, but in the hierarchy. And you're gonna click on create empty, and you're gonna name it trees. And inside that, you're gonna select all of these, and you're gonna drag it into the trees. And now you have like a folder. And now when you have other stuff, you're gonna like select that. And there you go. So that's the last thing for the video, and